the CIA's fake Hollywood movie to rescue Americans. What do you get when you combine the CIA science fiction movie and one of the most daring hostage rescues in modern history? Hello my friends. Welcome to Secret Agents Exposed. Today we dive into a story so wild, so shocking, so interesting you won't believe it as true. Let's start. You get Operation Argo, the true story of how America's top spies created a fake Hollywood film studio to sneak 6 Americans out of revolutionary Iran right under the eyes of the Ayatollah's regime. This isn't a movie script, this is real life, stranger than fiction, crazier than any Bond film. And yes, the CIA actually won an Oscar for it. The Iranian hostage crisis. In 1979, Iran was in chaos. The Shah had been overthrown, and Islamic revolutionaries were taking control under Ayatollah Khomeini. On November 4th, a group of radical Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They took 66 Americans hostage. But here's the twist: 6 Americans managed to escape unnoticed. During the takeover, they found shelter in the homes of Canadian diplomats, hiding in plain sight in Tehran, a city where their faces were being broadcast daily as wanted enemies of the revolution. If they were caught, they'd be executed as spies. Back in Washington, the CIA scrambled for a solution: military rescue to dangerous diplomatic pressure. Useless that s when CIA officer Tony Mendez, a specialist in disguises and exfiltration, had a bold and insane idea. What if we created a fake movie production and pretended the 6 Americans were part of the film crew? A science fiction movie scouting locations in exotic Iran. It sounded absurd, but it just might work. Creating a fake Hollywood studio to sell the cover story. The CIA needed to go all in. They partnered with John Chambers, a real Hollywood makeup artist who had won an Oscar for Planet of the Apes. Together they created a phony film studio, Studio 6 Productions, complete with business cards, press announcements, and even a working office on Sunset Boulevard. The fake movie was called Argo, a sci-fi adventure set on a distant planet. They printed storyboards, hired actors for fake readings, and even published ads in Variety magazine. To the outside world, Argo was just another low-budget sci-fi flick. To the CIA, it was a lifeline. The mission begins. In January 1980, Tony Mendez flew to Tehran under the alias Kevin Costa Harkins, a Canadian film producer. He brought with him 6 fake passports, a set of identities, and a cover story. They were a Canadian film crew scouting exotic Iranian locations for a sci-fi movie. He met the 6 Americans in secret, rehearsed their fake bios, and taught them how to act like filmmakers, including what camera equipment to talk about and how to complain like divas. One mistake at the airport, one glance from a suspicious guard, and they'd all die. The airport escape. On January 28, 1980, the group headed to Murabad International Airport. The airport was crawling with revolutionary guards. They presented their passports. A long pause, questions, phone calls. At one point, a guard stepped away with Mendez's documents. Time froze, but miraculously, after what felt like hours, the group was cleared to board. They boarded the Swissair flight to Zurich. As the wheels lifted off, the Americans finally breathed. They were out. They were safe. Operation Argo had worked. Recognition and secrecy. Back in the U.S., the escape was hailed as a Canadian success. The CIA's involvement remained top secret. Tony Mendez and his team received nitrogen monoxide public credit for years. It wasn't until 1997, almost 2 decades later, that the CIA declassified the true story. And in 2012, Hollywood finally told the world with the film Argo, directed by Ben Affleck. The movie won Best Picture at the Oscars, but Tony Mendez, the real hero, said it best: the world's best spy service ran a fake movie studio and fooled an entire regime. That's not Hollywood, that's the CIA. Operation Argo wasn't just clever, it was a testament to how creativity, courage, and disguise can defeat even the most dangerous regimes. A fake movie that saved real lives. In the shadowy world of espionage, sometimes the greatest weapon is a good story. Thanks for watching this episode of Spy Stories on Secret Agents Exposed. Subscribe for more true tales of espionage, betrayal, and Cold War secrets. Want more missions like this? Watch next. See you in the next video with unique story.